You won the Regional Realtor of the Year award. Congratulations.
No, I had to work for it and stop becoming who I wanted to be.
Aww.
Hiding ain't living. I'm feeling great all of a sudden.
So I just want to read off a couple of names for you, okay? Tom Cruise, Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Huy Quan. Action superstars, leading men.
Wow.
Now, I know that there was something that you were trying to cast Jason Statham for this movie.
Yeah.
When did it actually sink into you? What was the moment that you said, I am the lead, 40 years in this business, I'm the lead in this action
You know,
story?
honestly, when they sent me the script and I read it, I've never been number one. So to read a script with an eye, reading it towards, being the number one
On the call sheet.
on the call sheet,
Yeah.
it didn't register to me. It's just, I'm not that guy. So that's why when I read it, automatically I'm thinking it's for somebody else. I didn't think it would be for me. Over the years, when I read a script, I'm always looking for those side characters that I think I can play, that I think that they would give me an opportunity. So reading it was such a strange experience because I just don't see myself as the lead. And it was not until I reached out to my favorite filmmaker of all time, Spielberg, and he was so gracious with his time, and I had so much doubt. So I pitched him this story, and I said, Steven, they're asking me to be the lead in this. It's crazy. I don't see myself in this. And this is Universal Studios picture. It's theatrical. And he took it all in, and very quickly he says, Key, you should do this. It's perfect for you. And all of a sudden, it made me look at it through a different lens. And then, of course, I went in and I met with all the producers and our director, Jojo. And when they said that they were trying to create a different kind of action hero, not someone like Schwarzenegger, the list that you just read off, that really made me rethink everything. It made me change my own personal narrative that, I can be that guy. And once when I see that, it was such an incredible, incredible feeling.
Yeah, I feel like, but this is what makes you special in this role, is that from here to here, action star. From here to here, funny, sweet, poignant. Can you sort of break that down for me? And maybe in terms of like the kitchen scene, that first kitchen scene.
Yeah, it's, I think you put it really eloquently. I'm very comfortable with action. I studied martial arts for a long time, and I actually got a black belt. And thinking that, I would go out and show the world what I can do. So when I do these fight scenes, somehow something just take over me. I become a different person. It's because of my love for this genre. I've seen action movies, so many. I love all different kinds of action movies. So I'm really familiar with the language, and I really understand what it takes to make those scenes. So when I'm in that zone, I think I just become that person. But then once when I'm off, then I just want to be myself. I just want to be, I just want to be happy, be kind. I want to make people laugh. I want to entertainment, and that is the actor in me.
Yes.
There's that, you put it so eloquently.
Thank you. I love you and Marshawn together. I know Marshawn a little bit outside of the
He's
business.
so great. He's such a good actor.
He's such a good actor.
Yes.
The two of you need to go do the buddy cop thing.
That's what, we were talking about on set. I said,
you
Rashawn,
really?
come on, let's go do a rush hour thing or something.
Oh, I see it. The two of
Yeah.
you together. But can you talk about fighting somebody who obviously has a very different fighting style from
Right.
you? He comes with the bulk, the NFL beast mode behind him.
Right.
Do you have a name for the mode you go into when you when you go into an action
He is
scene?
beast mode.
Yeah.
Oh,
or like
speed mode? I don't know. Somebody my size, I mean, the advantage of somebody my size is that, I'm more nimble, I'm more flexible. And that, that's the difference. When we're doing something very particular,
Yes.
fight sequence. And it's very martial arts heavy. It's very choreography heavy. So it's important to stay flexible, because then you can do all these, moves.
That's the key. I don't have to be tough. I can be flexible. That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Like Bruce Lee said, be water.
I want to talk about Sean,
Yeah.
you reuniting on set. That was the first scene that you have together. It was really special to see you two together. I feel like you have chemistry with everybody that you kind of, are on screen
Oh,
with.
that's so sweet.
But are we going to get a Goonies too? Is it something you want to do? Have you talked to SS about it?
Dude, I talked to all my fellow Goonies. We all want to do it. Even Spielberg wants to do it. But I think the challenge is finding, the right story. It's such a beloved movie.
Yes.
In fact, that is the most asked question all these years. I hope it comes to pass. But before that, watch Love Hurts, because, there was that little Goonies reunion that I
Yes,
hope
with your
everybody
lawyer.
loves. Yeah.
With your lawyer as well.
Yeah, when we
Three
shot, when I
Goonies.
shot that scene with Sean,
Yeah.
Jeff Cohen,
Yes.
aka Chunk, came to visit. And it was just so incredible. I felt like a kid again in that moment. One, to be able to share the screen with Sean after 40 years was amazing. He's such a good actor, steals every damn scene he's in. And it was really emotional for me too. It was emotional for my character, Marvin Gable,
Yes.
to get that, that incredible certificate that he wants so much, but also on a personal level, it just, it brought me back, to the set of the Goonies.
I wanted to ask you, you posted something about the Lunar New Year,
Uh-huh.
and that is the year of the snake.
Yes.
So I want to know from your perspective, what does that mean? What should we look forward to? What does the snake symbolize? And we want Huy Quan's advice for how to take the fact that it's the year of the snake and have a great year.
That's a great question. My wife, first of all, my wife is really good with, with all the different, zodiac signs. But to me, what I love about the new year is that, just like what Marvin Gable says, every day is an opportunity to change your life. So every year is another opportunity to make something for yourself. I mean, honestly, if you look at me, the decision that I made to return to acting just a few years ago changed my life. I mean, here I am talking to you. Here I am starring in Love Hurts. I didn't think that was ever possible. But I hope people look at this, look at my story, and inspire them to dream big. Come on.
Okay, well, my big dream is, I told you were going to win the Oscar way back.
Uh-huh.
You're going to do a Goonies too. Manifesting it for
Manifest it. Manifest it. I'm
dreaming big
I
for
would
you.
not. I would want nothing more to revisit Data and to go another incredible adventure with my fellow Goonies.
Just tell Steven to get writing.
This little 4-foot nothing ass spider monkey ninja got hopped. Ow, what the? Rose?
Hey, Marv.
So I wanted to start with the fact that you presented Key with his Oscar. And I watched it last night, and I'm puffy today because I started crying. And then I watched when you won, and but you cried when you said his name. Why was that? Where was that connection formed? And then how was it sort of reuniting for this?
Oh.
It's such serendipity.
Well, because something I learned is like, when you do win, then you come back the next year, and the process of, having had my moment in the sun, all that it was, all that happened on that particular night, and then watching all of the nominees. And Key stood out to me just because he had such beautiful energy, and he was so present in the moments he was in. He was very hopeful, but he had nothing but support and love, and he was happy to be where he was. And when he won, when I got to say his name, I was like, I'm so glad that this person who exudes beautiful energy gets to just have his night and enjoy every moment. And the night was like free of any mishaps. And that's what I had hoped for all of the nominees and all the winners. And because I felt such love for him, I could not have been more excited. And so I did cry.
Now you've just made me cry. I don't know how this just happened, but
It's okay. Crying is good. Let it out.
It's good. It's good. So then you came back together for this film.
Yeah.
This is all about love.
It is.
What was your biggest moment with Key on set?
Oh, we had quite a few big moments, so from that standpoint, I guess it's really hard to choose. They all felt kind of big. I don't think there's a single moment that you see these two characters together where there's not like a needle being thread in an interesting way. So they're all really important, but I think the quiet moments are the ones that I really loved because we just got to be together as these two humans. But they were all really beautiful. One of my favorite things, it was the first day that I ever threw a punch on camera. And Key was like, "You're like really close to his face. Like, Ari, like you got this. You really just don't hit him." And I was like, "Do you trust me?" He was like, "Yeah, I trust you." And I was like, "I got this." And I was like, thank God I'm a dancer and have like spatial awareness. But I just went for it. And he supported me the whole way and would give me tips. Like, we just had a good time.
You led into my question because you said you love the quiet moments, but I can't believe you just said my first punch.
Yeah, it was the first
Which
punch
I didn't
ever.
realize that.
Yeah, I've never done action sequences for a camera like this before. And that was part of why I wanted to do the job. Because I think my dance background, it kind of lends itself to it.
Yes.
I'm very physical. I love that. To me, it is all dance. It's the same palette, right? Just using different colors.
Yes.
Different energies. And I had a really good time. And I think I turned out pretty good at it.
Well, I was going to ask you because there's several different sort of fighting styles. Like Key, and he just said to me, you know, my style is I'm fast.
Yeah.
So because I asked him about fighting Marshawn Lynch.
He is fast.
You have to be fast because you're
with
not
that
going to
guy.
beat Marshawn with brawn. So what would you say your fighting style is? What is Rose's fighting style in this film? Or what is something that you feel like now you've done this film is sort of like, I'm really good about this aspect of doing action?
Well, you know what I did notice about myself? Because it is all dance, it's like I'm really good at creating length and shapes. Like, I was like, so I'm an efficient fighter. I was like, you can see that with Rose. She's like, if I don't have to fight you, I will tase you. Like, I don't have a problem with that. But when it comes to the physicality of it, like, I can make a shape to save something and find a weakness in my opponent, which I love that. I thought that was like an intelligent. I think hers is her intelligence, probably.
Yeah.
She's an intelligent fighter.
What do you think Rose is, because obviously this movie comes out on Valentine's Day. What is Rose's love advice? Does deep down, I would think on the surface, she would be like Valentine's Day, but maybe deep down she likes it? Like what would be her take on it and what would be her Valentine's Day advice to the world?
Oh, Rose's take on Valentine's Day is probably, I'll phrase it like this. Her perfect kind of Valentine's Day is not shiny. It ain't shiny. So she's probably the gal that's like, oh, we have something really special. Let's go to a firing range and get tattoos. That's probably her. Like, it's like practical. Like, but she's also gonna be like, don't you tattoo your name or my name to your arm. Like, don't do it. I'm not into it. But like, get something fun that you'll think of me when you see it. I don't know. I mean, Rose is unhinged. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think she has to be active. Like, it has to be an active Valentine's Day, if you know what I
Her
mean.
love language isn't words.
No, it's not. I think it's definitely, her love language is action. She takes action. I mean, you watch her. She flips the table and is like, Happy Valentine's Day. Here's a Valentine's card I live in. Like,
You shot this in my home country of Canada, right?
yeah, in Winnipeg.
In Winnipeg. And the theme song is my girl, Celine.
Homie. Oh, the way that I love me some Celine Dion.
Have you met her?
No, I haven't. Honestly, I feel like I would be too excited and I would embarrass myself. So maybe it's good that that hasn't happened yet.
How many times have you sang that song? Did it get stuck in your head though, because it's out with all the trailers? Like maybe not when you were filming it, but now that you're seeing all this, because it's been in my head for the last few days.
Oh, it lives rent free.
And do you sing it in the shower? Do you sing it out loud?
I do sing it in the shower, and I've never sung it publicly because that's a big song. But no, that's one of those songs, like I grew up listening to it. It's like, it's good driving music.
Yeah.
You know, music, and to be honest, music was very prevalent in my process for this film.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. I tried a different tactic, actually. Right before I went to Winnipeg to start filming, a friend of mine sent me a song, and I was like, oh, I love this. I think it sounds kind of like my character, and so we decided to like go in the studio and record it. And I like found some different colors, and I loved the energy of it. And he sent me the track once it was all put together, and I listened to it while I was making the movie. And like, so every day that sort of energy was like my hype music.
Special.
I'd never done that before,
Yeah.
like use my own voice to inspire what came out of me for
Yeah.
a character.
Wow.
I don't know if that feels vain or not, but it was a fun experiment. I'll say that.
It's 2025. We can prop ourselves up. We can do all that.
I honestly, in the world we're living in today,
Yes.
you gotta prop yourself up. You gotta, because ain't nobody else gonna go for you.
Oh, heck no.
No.
They're all ready to go so far the other direction.
Uh-huh.
Just real quick, David Leitch, working with that crew.
Oh,
What is
yeah.
something like that you took away from it, and just being around, and first-time director, but he was a stunt person.
JoJo.
He is like just sort of being surrounded in that, in that world.
You know, it was a fun new playground for me. You know, I think every set has its own energy, right? Like a Steven Spielberg set is a very different thing, but there was so much curiosity on the set, and like our DP Bridger Nielsen was like always in it, and I remember having these moments with him and JoJo, and he was like, "What do you think the shot's about?" And I was like, "I think it's about my leg. I don't think it's about that there gun." And then we would adjust the shot, and then they'd be like, "Oh my God!" Like it was really fun.
way.
It was like it was very collaborative. It was a collaborative playground with a lot of high octane energy. But I think JoJo did a really good job overall of like harnessing all of our energy and like pinging it in the right direction.